Breath work need not worry much about. That's okay. Those are all additional tips. And see, if whenever I discuss anything, if you can catch it, that's meant for you. If you don't catch it, then just leave it. Don't worry about it. You should not go much behind it. Because as I told, whatever I'm teaching and whenever I'm having any deep satsangs, even in retreat or webinar, there is a transmission at different levels. The same jnana moves at different levels, frequencies. Jnana is grace. So according to our attunements, we catch. We do not catch everything. Sometimes we do not understand the whole thing completely. If we are supposed to understand that, we will understand it. If we are not supposed to, then kitna bhi you do upside down, it will not get in. See, that is how the code is for the whole process. As I told many times, we cannot break the code and just attend some programs and get the things. No, it is all about grace. It is completely about humility. It is completely about surrender there, and it is completely about the pure intention. Any frequency changes in that, accordingly only we will get it. So we have to be very natural. We have to be just natural. You don't have to worry even if you don't get it. When the time comes, you will understand it. That's all. समय से पहला और भाग्य से ज्यादा किसी को कुछ नहीं मिलता. That's why the saying is correct. So we are just doing our jobs. I am sitting here and doing my job. You are sitting here and doing your job. What has to happen will happen. However it's going on, it's going on. So it is not because I am teaching or learning. Impossible. This is meant to happen. This exchange is meant to happen, and it's a free flow of life. Life is simply going on. They are just participating in life. So with that approach, there is nothing to do and not to do, so nothing to actually understand or not to understand. There's no struggle. There is nothing like, I make extra some kind of effort and something extra comes. ऐसा होता ही नहीं है. We just go by the flow. All that we can do is shift, as I have discussed in multiple programs, including the retreat. In retreat, I was telling very clearly, the only free will that we have, this is for those who have studied spirituality, studied the truth of life, explored it. When you explore, you will come to know the only free will that you have is to turn within, turn out. That's all. Rest all life keeps on happening only. Everything is just happening. That might not be pleasant for many to hear because you want to take control of life. Yeah, in the start, it might all seem that way, but eventually, as you progress, go deeper, 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 you understand life just happens. Events just happens. In every event, in every moment, you have only one option: turn within. Anything like sun is rising, sun is setting. It is not because we want or we do not want. Whether we want or not, sun rises, sun sets. Sunrise, you can look outside at the sun or you can look within. Only option. Sunset, you can look at the sun or you can look within or have experience of both, in and out, in and out. This switch is only which is there in our hands. That is why Bhagavan Ramana says the only free will that you have is to turn inward any given moment. Advantages: if you turn inward, you live in presence. So you are not affected by what's happening outside. You cannot be affected by karma, prarabdha, or whatever. The impacts, at least it will reduce. Or you remain looking outside and then the whole tandav goes on. That is why we are learning, shifting into awareness. Shift. The only thing that you can do is shift. It's a deep subject. It took me one day in the retreat to explain because we have to get convinced, right? How So one day is a long time. We sat, experimented, explored, and then people say, yes, very true. Nothing is left actually if we explore. We have not explored, so we don't understand it. Our mind will revolt whenever we hear some truths about these things because we are not familiar with these truths, right? So we may not like it because we feel the whole thing, life is in the comfort of how we should go. So yeah, nothing to really worry about how much we get, we do not get. Even in the retreats and things like that. It's not like everybody, one person is teaching and everybody is, no. It's more than the teaching. I don't know how many of you have just understood this. Words so bahane hai sir. These words actually put is only to catch your attention. Whatever words we talk, whatever gyan, whatever we talk about, it is just to catch your attention, catch the attention of the distracted mind. Once the attention of the mind is caught, then something else happens. That something is important. So for that only we do all this. So much of talks and so much of things go on. So ultimately you have to understand it's all pure grace. It's grace that works. So people have different kind of experiences. Some have overwhelming experiences. In the retreats I have seen, some are stunned. They can't just open their eyes. Some walk in trance. I don't know how many have observed because these people are very silent in their own world. They move around, sit in a trance-like state. They move around, eat, absorbed in themselves. You will see them going to the ashram, sitting there for hours, sometimes full of tears, sometimes with blissful faces, lost, absorbed by that grace. Some will need to be told again and again, be aware. Some will not, even after been telling also. The outside attraction is so much. You want to see this, you want to see that, eat this, eat that. So it all depends. It's not right or wrong. कोई problem नहीं है. It is all where we are in the state of evolution. We get as per our connectivity, as per our intensity. If the grace in us awakens, then it will give you sharp intensity. It's not interested in anything else. It will have apt attention. There will be a deep restlessness until you get free. You're not going to rest. It is that kind of a restlessness. So if that kind of restlessness is there in us, that is grace, pure grace. Without grace, it cannot happen. Grace is not sent by some God. Grace is your own earning. Whatever good deeds you have done in the past, that only comes as grace. In the retreats, we learn that you are only PARABHAIRAVA. You only give your own SHAKTIPAT. You only create your own grace. Deep it is. Whenever you want. You want now, you can have SHAKTIPAT. Upon you it is. You give permission for it. When you give permission, you are aligned. You have it. Your ichha. So Swami Lakshmanju in Kashmir Shaivism says very clearly, you are Parabhairava. You create your own Shaktipat. You create your own grace whenever you want. If you do not want, it is okay. He will do it. If you want. If you do not want, it's okay. It's not a compulsory that you only have to give Shaktipat. You only have to create your own grace. No, it's okay. If you don't want, not your will, leave it to his will. He will do it. whenever the time is right. So if you look deeply, whether you like it or not, that he is doing it, that he is outside when we are not fully realize that truth, that he is I only when I realize that truth. Two aspects he's talking, Swami Lakshmanju. If you want, when he says, that means you have realized and you have understood you are only Parabhairava. So he says, if you want, you can have Shaktipat, you can have grace. If you want. If you do not want, it's okay, he says. Means, if you have not realized this, your God is out, your Guru is out, then okay. Then you can't do anything about your own Shaktipat. You can't do anything about your own. Then leave it. He will do it. So in or out, that only does ultimately. That is always doing. If you don't understand this, that I am only that, no problem. But that is always doing. Whichever that, wherever that that is, your God is. That is always doing. Means the grace is always there. But if that is doing, then you have to be aware. If you are not aware, also it is doing. But there will be different kind of happenings. When you are not aware and the grace is working on you, that is what you call as suffering. That is why it is said suffering only is Shaktipat. Who's doing that? That is doing. That one is doing. So that one is giving you Shaktipat. But that is little troublesome Shaktipat. That's all. When you realize it is within and you turn within, then you can pleasantly handle the whole situation. Voluntarily you can handle. Basically, because you're ready for it. Because you're ready, you can handle it very well. Your own Shaktipat, your own grace. We sat there for 9 days. Who generated grace? You all only. Full of grace, full of energy, full of love. Who created it? If you will, you wanted it, you created it. If you do not want, then you come to Arunachala and roam around. You will not feel anything much and all that. Some experiences you will get. In whichever way that grace is entering you, according to your receptivity, it will enter. How much ever your worthiness is there. Worthiness is what? Your attentiveness, your awareness. The more aware you are, the more worthy you are. Or ulta. The more worthy you are, the more aware you become. And you attract. So that is doing even when you are not doing. But that's a little slow process. Fast process is yours, acceleration. We have discussed this, right? Vismaya and all that. What is it that makes you look outside or look inside and say, wow, all the beautiful things in life, all the extraordinary things in life, the beauty of the creation. When you have grace, you will start seeing all these things. Because when you see it, Vismaya happens and there is a transaction, grace enters you. Whenever you look at creation, which is Shakti, and you fall in love with it, a deep love in whichever way you can, immediately there is a Shaktipat happening there. Because you are aligned there. The Vismaya aligns you. But to have Vismaya, again, you need grace. If there is no grace, then you will curse nature. You will overlook all the simple things of life. You will be hunting and seeking for something divine, something great. But it will be right in front of your nose, but you can't see it. So grace means this receptivity that is growing in you. Whenever you see, whatever you see, you are interacting with life. more than the critical mind, which is busy criticizing, analyzing everything you see. This mind now becomes without label. What we did in one of these recent practices. Look at things without label, without namarupa. Grace will begin. Because the more you identify things with the namarupa, name and form, analysis will start in your head. Anything you look at and look at it as the form or name, namarupa, you immediately you'll see you'll have transaction with that object, person, place, thing. You look at a person and you identify the name, oh, this person, immediately all the memories will rush in your head regarding that person, good, bad, ugly, and you will be caught up in that. But you look at the person without label, you're blank. You're not wasting your energy. You're not getting into unwanted karma. So many things happen. Living without labels.